in the house right now is Pete Korellis. Pete, what year did you graduate from Hammond High?
In 1979.
And you played with Tommy Franks.
Yes.
Jeff Tharp.
Jeff Tharp, yes.
Move up to that microphone a little, will you?
Jeff Tharp.
And who was it? Runyon?
Runyon. Murakowski.
Which Runyon was it?
Paul Runyon. Yes.
And Murakowski.
Murakowski.
And who else?
Yeah.
You had a big lineman. Maybe it was
Tharp and Murakowski.
Made
it real easy to run through the line with those boys.
And then Tommy Franks was real nice to hand off to, right?
Yeah. Well, he handed off to me.
That's right. I got it backwards.
Yes.
And
Hilbrick.
Hilbrick, that's who I'm thinking of. He also played on that team.
Yes.
He was what?
Linebacker.
Did he play tight end too or something like that? There you go.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a strong Hammond High team in the late 1970s. Let's see. Times Athletes of the Year were who?
That year was Tommy Franks. The year after that was Jeff Tharp and Murakowski and Dan Plesac. Three at the same time. Now, Jeff Tharp works with you now, right? Yes, he does. He's my vice president for 25 years.
Jeff Tharp. So Korellis and Tharp go to high school together, and they still talk to each other after working together for 25 years. It also helps that when you walk into Korellis Roofing, that the guy with if you ever have like a little issue or something, and the guy with the largest hands in the Calumet region walks out there and says, "Do we have a problem here?" It happens to settle. That's Jeff Tharp. He has the largest hands in the Calumet region. So wait a second. Let me get this straight. So Subaru, which is off of I-65 down in Lafayette, and Pete, of course, is based out of Hammond and has grown the business, and they do a lot of work all around. So they want the job. So they just basically they don't want any interruptions to their lines. They don't want any leaky roofs. They want it done, and they want it done quickly and at a reasonable price. So they choose union even though they're a non-union plant.
Yes, that's correct.
It's a big comment right there. Hey, let's go to the phone lines. You want to talk to Pete Korellis, 219-845-1100. MX, how you been, buddy?
Hi, pretty good, Jed. This year, I had Korellis do my roof. It was done in 1989 previously, and I had an estimator come over, and he says, "You got at least 5 more years on your roof." I started hearing the advertisement more on your program. So I says, "Well, I want those designer shingles, the ones that step up and down." So they gave me a price. I said, "I got to do this." So they stripped it in one day, and there was not one piece of bad wood. So that means 22 years that roof was up there, was done by Korellis 22 years ago. They done such a good job that they didn't have to change any wood. 3 guys come the first day, stripped and put a new roof on. The next day they came back and did the flat roof. Those guys moved so fast, it was ridiculous. And I want to say that I'm a Union 1010 local member. And if you don't have a union, let's say I went on a job, I was a Boilermaker, and I said, that job's unsafe. I don't pay my union dues. I don't have no representation. I'm done.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Talk to you.
Thank you.
What do you say to that?
Well, that makes my day. I know my father's listening, and that makes his day also. We're not perfect, though no one's perfect, but, we try to get the job done correctly the first time, but if something goes wrong, we'll certainly be back to fix it.
Does go to the union end of that, getting it done the first time, and he mentioned something else. He says fast. I mean, sometimes some of the criticisms of unions are that they get paid too much, and you can get the same thing elsewhere. Can you get the same pace and the same level of craftsmanship on a regular basis?
That's a great question, Jim. That is really up to management. The hiring a union-trained workforce, I'm able to hold these guys in the highest of standards. So I do expect, the expectations, again, as I talk about safety, quality, and productivity, are there. You're a union craftsman. You are supposed to be the best. And if you are not, I will be getting rid of you. And people don't understand this, that unlike, the other unions I'm not familiar with, but with the construction unions, there is no seniority. You hire and fire at will. I can get rid of anyone at any time for any reason as long as it doesn't violate the federal protected 6 classes. I don't have to give an excuse. The unions are supposed to provide us with qualified employees. We decide if they're qualified. If we get a guy and we're not happy with, we send him back. If a guy is not productive, you get rid of him. The other guys around, they open their eyes and realize that. It's not a perfect situation. It's a good situation, but it's really up to management to dictate what is expected.
So, I mean, I guess the point there is that you can hire and fire these guys anytime you want?
Anytime. There's no seniority.